Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 Local News for Friday, June 28th, 2024. At approximately 8 a.m. Thursday morning, sheriff's deputies responded to a report of in-progress vandalism and arson at the Sater Brothers West location in Yucca Valley. According to the sheriff's press release, the suspect, identified as Jerry Whitehurst, fled on foot into the parking lot and into a pickup truck that did not belong to him. Whitehurst is said to have barricaded himself inside the truck, and he claimed to have a gun and an explosive device. Local businesses were evacuated and a perimeter was set up in the shopping center. Tomosa Avenue and Barbary Avenue were closed between Highway 62 and Yucca Trail. Members of the Sheriff's Department's Specialized Enforcement Division and SWAT teams responded to the scene alongside negotiators. Ultimately, Whitehurst exited the vehicle and was taken into custody nearly 4 hours later. The vehicle and scene were rendered safe, according to the Sheriff's Department. Jerry Whitehurst, 39, was arrested for arson, vehicle theft, vandalism, and defacement of property. The scene after the standoff at the Sater Brothers location had broken glass and evidence of a fire extinguisher being discharged in front of the building. We have some photos of the incident taken by a listener, and you can find those at Z107.7 FM.com. If you were living in the Morongo Basin in 1992, you may remember today, June 28th, as the anniversary of the Landers earthquake, which shook the high desert with its 7.3 magnitude. Reporter Gabriel Hart takes a closer look at this devastating day of Morongo Basin history and how Z107.7 became the oasis for earthquake relief.
At 4:57 a.m. on Sunday, June 28, 1992, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake awoke much of Southern California. This was at a time where many were awaiting the big one, and although it would evade that distinction, it was still powerful enough to cause significant damage here in the basin, though because of our sprawling landscape and residents in relaxed proximity, loss of life was minimal. The quake packed a large punch into its initial 32 seconds, followed by a 6.1 aftershock 4 minutes later. Z107.7 was on the air when it happened, during Marty the Night Owl Martinez's show. In High Desert Magazine's special earthquake issue in fall of 1992, Martinez recalled that it was like, quote, trying to keep your feet on the deck of a ship that was riding out a massive storm, unquote. As Martinez grabbed a hold of all the station's equipment to keep it from crashing, luckily the station's backup generators had kicked in. By the end of the quake, the only means of communication for our then 80,000 residents was Z107.7's 3,000-watt FM radio station, yet the lines were gridlocked with panic and concern. In Yucca Valley, there were residential and mobile homes aflame, the bowling alley annihilated. In the Landers epicenter, whole houses were cracked in half by the violent force of the quake, while others had also caught fire, but with the Landers water system in pieces, firefighters had no water to fight the raging flames. The most tragic story was one of a 3-year-old boy who had been killed by a collapsed fireplace in Yucca Valley. In all, 125 people were seen for earthquake-related injuries. The earthquake was a right lateral strike slip event, involving the rupture of several different faults over a length of 47 to 53 miles. Near the quake's epicenter, the earth was lifted to 4 feet in some areas. Other areas, it had shifted as far as 8 feet. Damage to the landscape included fissures that formed in the ground stretching for miles. One resident recalled dropping a 500-foot fishing line into one crack to deduce its depth before the line completely disappeared. As the damage and the rescues continued, Z107.7's Gary and Cindy Daigneault saw the need to prevent panic in the community, so they cleared the day's programming and went to an all-news format to make it possible for people to report calls for help and to stay in touch with their loved ones over the air. The station quickly became not just a call and command center, but also a meeting place for volunteers and uprooted residents in need of emergency supplies. By this time, Z107.7 had become the single entity through which all information could be communicated, eventually being asked by the National Red Cross officials to allow the station to be designated as the Red Cross Maine's Collection and Distribution Center for all earthquake relief. Proudly reporting for Z107.7 32 years later, this is Gabriel Hart.
Theater 29 closes out its 2023-2024 season with a hysterically funny comedic murder mystery, Clue on Stage, this August 16th. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas tells you how you can get in on the lineup of suspects.
Theater 29 will hold open auditions for the new comedic murder mystery Clue on Stage on Monday, July 1st at 6 p.m. on the Theater 29 main stage. Based on the iconic 1985 Paramount movie, which was inspired by the classic Hasbro board game, this hilarious farce meets murder mystery will take the stage August 16th through September 1st to close out the theater's 2023-24 season. Multi-award-winning director Catherine Ferguson is looking for a cast of 10 performers, 5 men and 5 women. There are no roles for children or teenagers, as all the roles are of adults. All roles are open. Improvisation skills are an added plus. Inclusive and diverse casting encouraged. A complete breakdown of the characters can be found on the Theater 29 website at theater29.org/auditions. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
Come on out to the Pride Ball Cabaret and Dance Party for a night to remember this Saturday, June 29th. Starting at 6 p.m. at the Joshua Tree RV and Campground, there'll be live music provided by DJ Merle and a cabaret show hosted by Lady Chilean and Mr. Jeffro starting promptly at 7 o'clock. After the show, get ready to hit the dance floor and let loose at a fabulous dance party with DJ Fallen One. They're asking for a $10 donation for this community-based event, and no one is turned away. That's at the Joshua Tree RV and Campground this Saturday at 6 p.m. And this Sunday, keep the Pride Party going at Corner 62 and 29 Palms. They'll be celebrating the final weekend of this year's Pride Month, presented by Scorpion Lollipop and Dapper Dates. Reporter Gabriel Hart rejoins us with what the party has on offer.
Come for crafting, community, and camaraderie in the back courtyard of Corner 62, with cold drinks, friendship bracelets, and free Pride stickers all day. From 4 to 6 p.m., participate in the Mosaic Art Tile and Stone Workshop. Also from 4 to 6, the Go Indigo Workshop with Wild Moon Fiber Arts. From 6 to 8 p.m., there will be an LGBTQIA+ open mic. And at 8 o'clock, the after party starts across the highway at the Out There Bar. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
During the entire month of July, all U.S. military personnel with valid military identification, either active, former, and retired, receive free admission to the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, along with a special gift for military days. Spouses of deployed military members, as well as military widows and widowers, also qualify for the promotion. Military personnel are encouraged to bring friends and family and receive 25% off regular tram admissions for up to 4 guests. The Palm Springs Aerial Tramway leads to over 50 miles of hiking trails in the Mount San Jacinto State Park. They also have guided nature walks every Sunday at 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. through Labor Day weekend. You can learn about the plants and animals in the state park at the Natural History Museum, located on the lower level of the mountain station. To learn more about military days and the free admission to the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, visit their website at www.pstramway.com. And the Copper Mountain Mesa Potluck is back tonight at 6 p.m. at the Copper Mountain Mesa Community Center. Bring your favorite dish or something to throw on the grill. The event is BYOB, bring your own beverage, and you can help reduce plastic and paper waste by bringing your own dishes and cutlery, along with a serving utensil for your dish. As always, donations to the center are greatly appreciated. Come on out to the community event and share stories, pictures, and memories of the Landers earthquake, which happened 32 years prior. The community center is also working on coordinating volunteers from the neighborhood with basin-wide emergency preparedness organizations. The potluck will be a good opportunity to get some more information and get involved. Help the Mesa be prepared. That's tonight at 6 p.m. at the Copper Mountain Mesa Community Center at 65336 Winters Road in Joshua Tree. And that's your local news for Friday. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting out of Joshua Tree, California, alongside the award-winning Z107.7 News Team, I'm Robert Hayden.